on this one.
Correct, and I'll take red.
Oh boy. Let's see. Open up the game. Start battle.
Oh, I'm so glad I'm taking red.
Oh boy. So it looks like, no, I'm just kidding. It looks like we've got a couple of Shimikazes here. Z52. There's the 6K Hydra that we love to chat about, Ensconce. I want to see where they put him, because I feel like he has a good position to go in any of the caps, except maybe Alpha. Des Moines, Napoli. That's the first Napoli we've seen this tournament. Gonna be interesting to see how he gets used. Stalingrad, so only a couple of radars. And the Golden Lion again. Monty, Ohio, lots of tanky American battleships that Ohio can push in and do that short-term sustain. The Montana can keep it at range and do the long-term sustain. Good synergy there. What's going on Bravo side?
So, real quick before we get to Bravo side, you mentioned the Napoli being used. Raptor and I saw the Napoli last week, and sadly, we only saw it get abused and not so used. So we'll have to see what happens for that team. As NOCAP is bringing, oh, by the way, Squid Pent in Yoshimikaze is bringing 20-kilometer torpedoes for ICOP. Rager is bringing 12-kilometer torpedoes in that Shimikaze. For NOCAP, since you start with destroyers, I'll start as well. Shimikaze with 12s. Z52 looking like he's heading for B with a little bit of added muscle, that Marceau heading that way too. For cruisers, we've got a Nevsky, a Des Moines, and then another Nevsky and Des Moines going both sides. I kind of like that play. And then we've got embedded in the Montana. And check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is my first time seeing a Republique in King of the Sea sending deck picks.
Ooh. What?
Just
okay.
Yeah.
I do want to point out sending deck picks was sending deck pens in the last time that we saw him, as he was getting big oof after big oof after big oof.
Yeah.
Now, that was in an Ohio, not a Republique, but it's got the Repub moving pretty zippy over to CCAP. Have to say CCAP often ends up in a staring contest. Bravo, the Marceau's muscle is there, but he's ready to run as the Z's got that Hydro popped off. And the Shimikaze's getting close. The Shimikaze is now being spotted. Marceau already opening up. Shima, I think he's just got to bail. Although he could still hold this cap. He doesn't actually have to leave it because he's still got a little bit of room between when he's detected by that Hydro and when he leaves the cap. So
we'll have to see what happens. By the way, commenting coming in from Chad Golfman, apparently you look like my son.
Oh, really?
So do with that as you please, sir.
Don't worry. I will only serve to make it awkward.
Thank you.
Oh, you've given me some ammunition, Zas viewer, and I appreciate it. Yeah, just one thing I'd like to note, though. When we were watching NOCAP last week, their battleship shots were ridiculously good. I mean, hitting stuff, maneuvering, anything they were trying to do at maximum range, it didn't matter. NOCAP was ripping them to shreds. I always love to watch NOCAP's battleships for that reason. We're going to see how they use that. I want to see what that Republique's doing, man. I'm so curious.
Yeah.
I am stunned that Squid Pent left Bravo Cap. Looks like we got a mulligan. And okay, well, that's going to happen sometimes. So back to the map. Woo.
Okay.
Hey, you know what? At least somebody called it this time. Last weekend, we got to watch as one team just killed a whole bunch of AFK ships. So, ICOP has called the restart. And by the rules set in King of the Sea, that means that we go back to the training room and we once again set ourselves up for greatness. So, guys, just stick
Do we know
around.
what happened? Do they have an AFK or a disconnect? Maybe.
So most likely, it's going to be a disconnect. Yep.
Griff Prime's game crashed. So that's going to be an oof.
So while we're waiting, let's take a look back at the scoreboard now. NACL in first place with 6 points in Block A or Group A.
Get it, boys.
Curious that, but we'll see. And then Group B, we still have a 3-way tie for first. Group C, Sur, Treta, and Bluff now. Treta joining those two for first place so far. Group D, no change so far. Group E, A-Ship coming out on top of their opponents. That's the block that we are casting right now. Group F, Star, TNG, join CCTV2 as leaders of Group F. The Nigerian Princes need no help because they are in first place with QCN and SCCC2. XPN losing a game. Now I say that because that's going to be the last battle that we cast, and NPNYH and XPN are brother clans, sister clans, however you want to call it. They are essentially a civil war. So we've signed up to cast that final battle because it's just going to be hilarious. Much like QQ7 and Fail showing up as part of the O7 infrastructure, or what do you want to call it, in Group E. We also have the PN group in G. Both of those are my fault because last week when I did the drawing, when I set up the bracket with the thing, the computer just put them on those teams. So blame it on me, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, looks like each of these clan groups is only going to have one team to give them their shot at glory. So honestly, I'm kind of okay with it, because I like to see different names from all across the spectrum. I mean, I'm so happy that NACL is leading their bracket right now, because I'm like, you guys, you gotta go, friends, best friends,
Yeah.
So plus, I want to see them. I want to see some of their matches tomorrow.
What?
My boys, I just hit the refresh button and Kraken comes out in first place for Group B. Oh, wait, we're supposed to be moderate streamers here. And then over in Group... guys, I mean, I love seeing my guys do stuff, my clan, but hey, at the end of the day, it's always may the best team win. In Group A, KSE coming up with 2 wins as well and 6 points. And it looks like Group H now. Yay! We've got some. there you go. See. So we got Kraken, NACL, and KSE all with the RAR.
Yeah.
Impartial. I mean,
I don't want to be,
gentlemen.
I don't want to be a party pooper, but man, there's part of me that hopes, and I realize this is not very nice, but if we could do a little caster cursey magic and stuff, wouldn't it be amazing if PN and XPN were right on the cusp? Where whichever one wins goes through and the other one doesn't make it. I mean, what a heartbreak would that be to actually see something where it's like right on the line, man.
Even then, what's really cool about this, guys, is in Group E, QQ7, Fail, if those two and A-Ship also go all the way to the end, right, one of those is going to be first place and win their group. 2 of them are going to go essentially down, one of them, I don't remember, 1 or 2 of them are going to go into the losers bracket because because the winners, whoever wins these groups, then gets to go to the mercy of my draw again at the end of the stream, and then we go into they get to play the seeded team. So whoever wins these different groups plays against the teams that haven't played in a while, right? And they haven't played yet today or in King of the Sea. So God, that's going to be interesting, and that's why I thought NPNYH versus XPN was going to be a fantastic match to cover at the end of the day, because I have a strong feeling one of those 2 is going to get knocked out of first place. But that being said, XPN not off to a great start. They still have plenty of games left, as Lovey Smith used to say. Plenty of football left. There's plenty of warships left.
Yep, and looks like the issue has been resolved, and the battle is starting to get underway. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it over the game window.
Now, by the rules of King of the Sea, there can be no change to lineup. So we're all that they can change, of course, is their initial strategy, their deployment, and that brings up a really interesting question for the 2 of you guys. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Should NOCAP change up their deployment? Because it was obvious how they set themselves up to try to take out that destroyer in BCAP early on.
I find that there's probably no way that what ICOP learned about their initial deployment is not going to influence the way that they play this out, or someone's going to react to the initial deployments that they learned, because as fair and unbiased as you can try and make it, there's just no way you can remove the memory from their brains, right? So and it does look like ICOP has changed it up potentially. Oh no, it looks like Squidpent was behind. It looks like they're going for the same destroyer deployment, and sort of the same thing from NoCap.
I know.
Very surprised. I just said something, and now here I am sucking my own thumb, eating
It's
my own
like
words.
it's like if you ever watch Star Trek: The Next Generation, there's a great episode with Data where he gets in this knowing that they know that I know that they know that I know that they know, like this whole loop going around and around and around, downward spiral. And I think that's exactly what both teams said. We'll expect the other team to change it up. We'll just do the same thing because it seems to be kind of working okay right now.
Well, the Marceau of Denny Herdnell does not seem to be bailing completely. Okay, at first I thought he might actually be making a move for C, but no, he is going in exactly the same spot that he was at before. But you'd have to assume that Squid is going to realize he doesn't have to lead B this time. And if he knows where the Marceau was shooting before and expects that he might be there again, because some
Mm-hmm.
people stick to the plan,
Mm-hmm.
he could be between that hydro from the Z52 and the edge of the cap and just lock it down and force the Z52 to come forward, force the Marceau to come forward. I almost would have liked to see the Z52 of Ramagar coming over and trying to give some
Mm-hmm.
kind of assistance. But no, they've got no time for nobody as the Z52 over on ICOP is heading to Charlie. And just like before, the Shimikaze of Mystic Cat is going to get there faster than Reger for ICOP. So I'm going to have to assume that A falls, but I cannot assume that B is going to fall the same way. Does get
Well,
hydroed again, takes some shells, but
Hmm.
there's no way he's going to leave the cap this time.
uh,
Or
He's still detected. He's still detected outside that cap ring. He just went dark.
you
I
were
think.
saying?
Yeah, I think he would need to be at like the very northern tip of that cap point to be
Oh,
able to
yes,
contest it safely. Let's take a
absolutely.
look at the Z circle. Yeah, he needs to be just at the northern tip
Yep,
in
yep,
order to contest it safely.
I
yep. So
mean, how many times you got to touch the stove before you realize it's hot?
he was not listening to our broadcast.
Was not.
Speaking of childish mistakes, Flint in the chat says 5 minutes late joke, but he told me to make sure I asked for my allowance, Zath. So just if you could send that my way, that'd be great.
Oh my goodness. Well, you got your allowance at King of the Sea resource containers, right?
Mm. That's true. That's true. I've got plenty of codes to give away. That's true.
All right, well,
There
we
you
looks
go.
like both of the Z52s are ensconced in their respective caps. We've got Bravo, we got Charlie, both of them taken. Shimikaze flushes a bunch of torps that aren't going to hit anything. The real question is, what is the Marceau going to do? He hasn't moved toward a cap. He hasn't moved toward anything other than kind of making sure that his Z52 bro has somebody there to shoot. But as Squid is going to hop into Bravo, well, briefly, I have to assume he's going to reverse soon.
Maybe.
Eventually, the Marceau might do something because at the moment he's not. He's not even in spotting position. He's just in a holding pattern for nothing. That being said, no cap is up, 2 caps to 1. They've got a point lead, almost out to 70 points at this. Kind of weak presence at A for ICOP. Really looking to push the 9-10 line, but then again, what a stall. They're going to be going face into a Des Moines Nevsky with
Mm.
sending deck picks, firing some rounds off with their Stalin and Griff Prime as we speak.
I do like
Ooh,
that you've
shots
got
crossed.
that there's two radars for no cap on each side of the map, and this is great for controlling a cap once it's been claimed. And look at no cap kill all as he takes a
Uh-oh. Oh, big
torpedo
hit.
right to the face. That was a Z52, and then a broadside shot coming in from the Golden Lion, but it's just a Golden Lion.
Unfortunate.
But no cap
I
kill
mean,
all.
that's
not living up to their name. I must point out, they're not living up
He's
to their name right
well,
now, and I'm slightly disappointed.
That's true. He's going to get into C-cap. That's going to stall the enemy point gain. But the question is for how long, because, well, he's just about in Dutch oven range, which means he
hey,
can't just
what
sit there like he used to be able to.
what is this Napoli doing? He's showing all the side in the world to the Nevsky shells, the Des Moines shells. I mean, that's an entire third of the Napoli that is gone.
Eh.
I'm not surprised at all to see the Napoli over at C because C becomes such a unapproachable just block fest, and yet you've got a Napoli that's so well armored, got torpedoes, got the ability to really force an engagement in a way that a Stalingrad can't, in a way that a
Mm-hmm.
battleship is required to in most cases. But the battleship doesn't have torps. Napoli should already be moving forward, coming around, looking to dislodge this Des Moines, and we see the Montana of Sagabi moving up to support him. They're going to be making that 9-line push in what? A minute, 2 minutes? Once they do, if they kill the Des Moines, they can drive off the Nevsky. They can take utter control of the 9-10 line.
So
And while they're down 2 caps, what if they wrap in? I mean, this could be a
Yeah,
thing.
one two lines developing as you've been talking. It looks like
yeah,
Mr.
yep,
Cat landed a torpedo
yep.
on both Ree Jr. and the Des Moines. He got 2-for-1
Okay.
torpedoes there, as Flamin would like to say,
So
multi-purpose torps.
so both sides are looking to push. ICOP pushing 10 line, 9 line, and over on the A flank, they're also pushing over there, which I love to see. I love to see a coordinated push by both sides. The question is, are they going to give anything up for this push? And unfortunately, because the map is so big, guys, we're going to have to look at it from kind of a long range away because we don't want to miss anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be the question of who hammers it home first. Looks like the Montana from ICOP moving in. NoCap doesn't have any devastating firepower to really stop him.
No,
That Des
no.
Moines, NoCap Kalal. He's moving forward into the gap. Montana, does he see him? He's not. He's still not detected. He just got spotted. I don't think the Monty is going to get his guns around in time.
No, but
If
the
the
Napoli's
Napoli
right
loads
there.
his AP,
He blew
that's
it.
a
He blew it
dump.
early.
Oh, just dodging that.
Wow.
Did you see that? Right in front of him. That was great.
So the Des Moines going to play a ring around the island with his the 2 people moving in, and you
Uh-oh.
have to pay respect to a Des Moines. Like if the Napoli or the Montana stop and the Des Moines able to get those AP shells
Oh!
like that, that's going to be a severe amount of oof.
Oh,
Down
how
goes the
did that
Napoli.
happen?
That was
How do
supposed
you
to
let
be the
that
battering
happen?
ram, and all it did was turn into a whiny little like rubber chicken. It just flopped over and did nothing. Suddenly, the
So
Montana's wrapped in 3 different angles. Sigabee's having a bad day.
what did I tell you about Napoli being abused and not used? That's exactly what happened. But here we go. NoCap has a flat butt, flat citadel rear. So look at him trying desperately to back into this island, but the rock cried out no hiding place, and he is gone, ladies and gentlemen. In the next reload.
Yeah. ICAP Z52 is in big trouble. Ragnarok here. Either spotted by Hydro or radar or something. I'm not sure what. As NoCap Killall finally goes down, it looks like Ragnar's going to go down as well, which means,
Wow.
oof, I
Now,
don't like that for ICOP.
also, we didn't get a chance to talk about Odland getting chunked down in the Ohio and Reed Jr. getting chucked down as well in the Shimakaze. Very interesting to see what happened over there.
I was quite surprised to see ICOP looking at a 3v4, and the Ohio's moving up, the Des Moines moving up, the Shima's moving up. I mean, yeah, they need the cap, but
Odland.
like, how do
Oh,
you
yeah.
do it? And Odland gets scraped right across the. Oh, is he flooding?
He is
He
flooding.
is flooding on fire. He's got his heel up. They're not shooting at him.
I don't think he's
Cigarettes.
long for the world if he just shot. That looks
Yeah.
like a panic fire. I think he's done the math and he's looking bad.
No,
he
he's
seems to
healing.
stabilize.
No.
Okay, he got
He's
his
healing.
damage con down. They're coordinating the shells coming in from 3-4 different directions at the moment. He's down to 9K. If
Yep.
they can drag out the Montana, if they can
There
take
it
down the
is.
second battleship
There
for
it goes.
ICOP, now it's just a matter of NoCap moving forward and cleaning up. They're ahead by
Yeah.
160,000 health. Both caps are
Yeah.
contested, but they've got the ship lead, the health lead. They've got it all.
Yeah, again,
Well-
the battleship shots from NoCap are just devastating all the time. He's sending deck
Shimakaze,
wiped
Shimakaze.
away that.
Oh, dodge. Just an A. Mr. Cat almost took some torps from Ryu Jr. That would have that could have changed the game just a bit over at A, but no dice.
Mm.
I love it.
Well,
Chat
we
is
saw what a Des
responding.
Moines can do if it's cornered. So Papa
Yeah.
Pixelate. I think Mr. Cat, the way he's moving, he's looking for a YOLO push. Although he's going to trip across
He's
Reed
spotted.
Jr., so that's actually going to be some gun trades here. As long as he doesn't skate out in front of that Des Moines, that's going to be a dead
Reed-
Shimakaze.
I think
Reed-
Ree is done.
Rhea is getting Robocopped right now. The Z52 jumping in on this Des Moines, Soul Gamer, as well as Jackie Jacksonevsky. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Done.
Yeah, he has read his last as he is down beneath the waves. That's going to
I'll
leave
tell
a
ya.
Des Moines just waiting to be encircled. And pretty much at this point, I think ICOP has hit the F it button. They're just full YOLO, pushing in. Let's make things happen.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
there's
Okay,
nothing
here's
happening.
the AP from Republique on the Stalingrad. Watch this. Somehow, surprisingly, let down by NoCap battleship shots. I was literally just hovering my camera over, waiting to
love
see
it.
what would happen.
My chat's
Nope.
reacting. I used 3 death pick icons, and they're like, "Oh my god!"
All right. Are we sending deck sits this time?
No,
Nope. Stalin is
not.
already bangled.
Oh, Papa
Okay.
Pixel 8.
However, he's showing some good side to that Montana if he wants a piece.
And Des Moines
Didn't
goes
even
down to
take the
Shima
shimmy with him.
Torps. Ultimate disrespect.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of saw that he was looking for it, and then he just tripped across a bonus Shima, so he went ahead and collected that scalp on his way to his ultimate victory there.
I shall add this
There's
to
the
my
shells
collection.
out for the Montana. Shredder's taking the long bomb. They're looking pretty good.
Yeah, NOCAP here, just eliminating everything and just surrounding ICOP on all fronts. Stalingrad obliterated. Golden Lion obliterated. Shimakaze charging forward into the Z-52, probably also going to get obliterated.
All right. Well, NOCAP feeling charitable as they have donated 1 cap to the enemy team for the majority of the game.
Oh,
But
time
that
extension.
one pretty much goes their way.
Yeah, this is a bygone conclusion at this point. The position is gone. The ships are gone. This is we're just watching a formality at this point.
Squid trying to make something happen, but yeah, I mean 2 against how many?
2 against
7?
too many. This is
And
2 against.
whoa!
Gosh darn.
He just literally went through the Z-52. I've never seen that happen before, guys. He cut through that thing like a hot knife through butter.
Did it break in half?
No.
Rip.
Nope. Wow. Nifty. Huh?
Rar.
Rar indeed, sir.
I'm setting up for my death pick. I got 3 ships that are sinking right now. Squid now shooting. Squid now shooting. Come on, Squid. Let's go. Let's go.
He gets writing on the wall.
Do
Can
the
he
thing,
take this
please.
down with him, though?
No honorable 1v1 as shells come in from all different angles onto the squid. No tentacles for you. Hydra grows no additional heads today. And that's going to go... It swung pretty hard once that 9-10 line push did not go their way. NOCAP takes the victory over ICOP in a decisive rout after that halfway point in the match. Oof, as they say.
Yes. Now we're going to want to move on to our next battle quickly here. Deus, but apparently the room isn't up yet, so they may be delayed as well.
Okay.
So we'll see. But
yeah,
what a
I'm
what
gonna
a
go
game.
ahead. Yeah. I mean, NOCAP. I mean, I'm pretty sure we saw the decisive battleship shots there. Interesting use of the Republique, and yeah, the Montana turned to give the Republique broadside south of Charlie, and that was it. He was done.
Game is up under Deus.
Okay.
DEU. If you just search DEU, you should be able to find it.
Woot.
Woot indeed, and I see nothing but a black screen. This is exciting.
Wah, wah. No fun when that happened.
Shout out to McCrease in the chat. Had to follow Golfer Gamer myself. Yes, sir.
There
yes,
you
sir.
go. There
That's
you
how
go.
we roll.
Follow these gentlemen also. If you got a moment, follow SithKit, my awesome mod, and follow Puddin597, another amazing mod. And I owe a flex to Deadliest Idiot, so there's your flex, good sir.
Are you still blacked out in the training room?
Yes. So I'm gonna back out.
You want me to ask them to kick them or kick you so you can rejoin?
Yes, please. It's probably just a glitch. You know. And I have some.
Yeah, I had to restart usually, but you know.
I have some scores for you guys.
Scores.
I have scores. I have scores. So we have Zoe. No change in TF-Enye has won their battle in Group A. Who am I looking for? Deus. And then Group B, Zoe has won their second game, so they have 6 points. Group C, Sur, Armada del Sur, is in the lead of Group C with 6 points. Finn's in the leader of Group D with 6 points. Oh, look at this, guys. Well, I don't know if you can see it or not. QQ7 and Fail. QQ7 and Fail, both at 6 points. Tied up. Oh, my goodness.
When is their clash? When do they come head-to-head?
I think it's this round. Aren't they mid third round?
I don't think they ever do. Let me take a
No,
look.
they have to. You fight everybody.
If they're in the same
Group
group, yeah,
E.
they have to fight at some point. I'm pretty sure it's mid-round. I'm pretty sure that's happening either right now or about to happen.
Okay, let's take a look and see.
Which group are they in?
Group E, Echo.
Group E.
QQ7 fail is the very last battle where they come head to head.
Another one.
Another one.
Another
Okay.
final match head-to-head, man. That's going to be insane.
I have a feeling I'm gonna lose some friends after
Oh, geez.
after King of the Sea. And also, by the way, moving on in Group Golf G, XPN and NPNYH now in the lead with 3 points with QCN and SCCC 2. F4E CAG and BN in the lead Group H. So
Did you fix the screen issue with the kick?
yes, I am good.
Nice.
I should have
Okay,
said
well,
something.
maybe we
in
can use that
chat.
in the future.
Aw, and I lost in my Stream Raiders battle. Sadness.
Boo.
It's a 2-skull difficulty, and I still lost that.
So against it's Pow versus Well Done is going to be our next one. We did get to see Pow over the last weekend, and as I recall, my little code giveaway thing was Pow right to the kisser.
Yes,
So
you said
I
that.
recall they made that one happen. I don't think I've seen Well Done, but I know a few Well Done players, and they are a strong clan.
I should probably set
What
up
do
my
you-
stream helper thing.
Let's see. What are we looking at? Land of Fire is the next one?
I'm so excited to
Yes,
see
it
Land of
is.
Fire. This, ladies and gentlemen, is my map. From a few seasons of King of the Seas ago, we had to do voiceover introductions for each of the maps, and I did Land of Fire, and it was a lot
I
of fun.
saw those.
Ooh.
I'm
Yes.
surprised we're not using them still.
That's okay. Maybe someday we'll use them
Evolution.
again. We'll use them
Right.
again.
Well-
People said I sounded like Tom Cruise, so I appreciated that. Quite a bit.
Nice. That's high praise indeed. That's high praise.
Well, since you gave the walkthrough for the map, what do you think? What do you see? Basically, what's your read on the map? What's the optimal strategies? How do you make the plays?
Oh man,
Tell us about it, Zath.
it's been so long ago since I read that script. So Land of Fire is an interesting conundrum because, like Islands of Ice, if you put a lot of assets at Charlie, most of those assets are out of the battle for a very long point of time, just like in Islands of Ice. So generally speaking, we see a lot of teams that like to go A-B with a smaller flanking force going to Charlie for probing and seeing what they can make happen. I can see that happening again. Charlie will see a lot of destroyer action. B sees a lot of destroyer action. A typically a lot of crazy cruiser and battleship action. The key to this map is cross shots. The key to this map is having the ability to put a Moskva or Stalingrad on the 6th line, put it up to an island there, shooting across the map at the other side, or alternately putting a Stalin Moskva on the 2 or 3 line with cross shots into CCAP. That's what wins games in competitive on Land of Fire.
And what do you think of? I've seen this happen pretty consistently over the last 2 King of the Seas, where some cruiser, either Des Moines, a Minotaur, something that's kind of got some floaty shells, in one case a Haragumo actually, basically YOLOs it up into that island just to the left of B. It's either going to have a smoke trail that's going to get the cruiser into it, or it's going to have some kind of stealthy something where it's just going to play the lockdown position and force people to, like, you just can't move forward. In the instance where I saw the Haragumo, the enemy had kind of stuck in on that island at A, tried to bury itself in there, and the Haragumo shells were so floaty that they were able to cut right over that island and just sprinkle that dude all over and force him out of the cap. It was brutal. What do you think about that position? Is that a good way to exert dominance, or is that kind of like a ship that's used but not going to give you much return?
It depends, because it takes a while to get to that position, and of course, if you get spotted on the way in there, it could be game over. So it really depends on the ships that you're allowed to bring. And as I mentioned that, we have our bans in place, gentlemen. Our ship bans. We have POW banning the Marceau. So no French destroyer nonsense in this game, gentlemen. And well done banning the Nevsky, so no Death Snail, craziness in this game. But with that, that also means that the Ragnar can make an appearance.
We've yet to see one, even though it hasn't been banned yet. I'm surprised.
I'm going to ask, what do the two of you think? What if somebody brought a Napoli and tried to do what we saw in Islands of Ice, but with that A cap? If you were able to take, the tanky, brawly concept of the Napoli and run it up that one line and just force a fight at A, you got the tank, you got fairly large guns, you got some torps, you got all that stuff. Do you think you could use that as a siege breaker or no? Because I find traditionally it's just such a staring contest that I have to wonder if there's some way that you could find a use for the Napoli to give you like a siege breaker or an entry vector or something.
I don't think
Allow
so.
me to jump in. Yeah, allow me to jump in on top. I agree with Zath here, because typically the kind of ships that we see deployed over there are mostly kiting ships. You're not seeing usually a heavy commitment of force over to Alpha where a Napoli push could catch them unsurprised. It's more like he's pushing into his own demise. If the Napoli was going to make an interesting play, I'd put that on the complete other side of the line. What we would like to do in the clan battle season was send a fast cruiser with decent penetration up all the way out to the 10 line and get around that Charlie flank and create that pincer on the defensive positions that are so heavily relied upon at Charlie. That's where I would make that play if I was going to make that play. I wouldn't do it in the open water over at Alpha.
Well, I have seen a lot of Salem make that play. I don't know if, I can see the importance of it. I just had to wonder if there was any way to make A not a staring contest, because it so often is, and it's just, to me, it's a letdown.
Sure, but I don't think that the Napoli is the way to go. You said a term with the Napoli that I just disagree with. You said tanky. I mean, it's got the ability to make inky and try to run, but I don't consider that to be a tanky thing. It doesn't have sap. It doesn't have. It actually has 3 torpedoes instead of 4 in the spread. So I kind of feel like it misses out on things. I think what you're looking for at A, sir, is the Dutch oven. I think you're looking for the Golden Lion with the ability to drop planes down if a cruiser decides it wants to sit behind an island. You drop the planes, prevent them from feeling comfortable where they are, and then whittle them down to the point of death. I just don't see how that, and so far I have not seen Napoli matter yet, and that's no offense to the Napoli players, but I'm just not seeing like the Napoli saying, we have done something.
I think that Napoli in the last battle just made a critical misplay though. They didn't split the island. The Montana and the Napoli both tried to go around the same side of the island, so the Des Moines had a way out. If the Napoli had tried to cut into that small gap there, the Des Moines is caught between 2 sides, and there's no way he kills the Napoli, and there's no way he survives as long as he did. I think
not only that,
a big misplay.
But his one shot that he had, he threw HE. So the one time he had the possibility of like a golf clap, it was just not going to happen because he had the wrong ammo type loaded.
And that's very possible because you're used to playing Venezia, where 1 is the sap rounds, or you just don't trust the AP yet because most of the line, I mean, it's SAP predominantly versus whatever. So with that, hey guys, guess what?
We're getting in to the game.